And today, our guest is Dr. Abdeqaem Chimthanawala. Dr. Abdeqaem Chimthanawala practices Hahnemann in homeopathy for 25 years at Dr. Abdeqaem's Grace Healing Homeopathy, Nagpur, branches at Vashi, Navi Mumbai, Pune, and Yavatmal. They conduct research in ailments that are termed as incurable, with specialty clinics on cirrhosis of liver, coronary artery disease, chronic renal failure, psoriasis, diabetes mellitus, migraine, IBS, and ulcerative colitis. Firmly believes in promoting evidence-based homeopathy through national and international seminars and has completed over 200 webinars in the last 3 years. His online Saturday question and answer sessions are very popular among practitioners who discuss their queries in practice. In February 2015, released maiden DVD on the art of interpretation and prescribing, Pohet. He is a proud recipient of the Maharashtra Ratna for his exemplary contribution in the field of homeopathy in 2022. Best Thesis Award entitled Scope of Homeopathy in Hypercholesterolemia and Coronary Artery Disease for PG Homeopathic London course in 2014 and International Young Achievers Award at Nepal in 2009, the Bharat Gaurav Sanman at New Delhi in 2008. And let us welcome Dr. Abdeqaem Chimthanawala. And the session is a second part, the art of interpretation and prescribing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. And especially thank you for pronouncing the name very correctly. That only few can do. Thank you so much. And it is nice that I have joined this beautiful group who is doing so much for homeopathy. 1053. That means you must have learned so much by different speakers, different theories, and different applications and all. So it feels great, and it feels like coming home again when I'm speaking here. So this becomes my Sora, Ayasam Sora is there. The art of interpretation and prescribing. I'll just add something to that. Simple homeopathy remedies that have a broader scope of application. That is basically what I want to deal today. What happened in our practice that every time we don't get result for a polycrest, we have set principles that this remedy has more inclination or more propensity for certain things. That's why we think that remedy in that sense. But when I came to practice and I started getting results and failures also. In failures, I found that we were trying to use more rare remedies or infrequent use remedies because they had a particular inclination for a particular disease. But if you go and see the polycrest remedies, they have wonderful applications in different and varieties of things which we never thought of. If you have seen my first webinar on the art of interpretation and prescribing, I did a case of coronary artery block where I prescribed Viola odorata, if you remember that case. And second, I did on injuries. And there were a lot of questions on my WhatsApp that how Viola was given and all. And the same thing I told that in Viola, maybe there is no symptoms of heart, but when you take the case and remember aphorism number 6, be an unprejudiced observer, and you will see a lot of miracles in your practice because you can interpret what the patient tells and then put in repertory. I'll just give you a case before I start my presentation. I had a very interesting case, where there was a child. Child means he was a child of, I think was in 12th class, and he wanted to do something and he could not do. And he was unhappy because he said, a lot of people try to handle me. Mother says this says this, and this and says. So I took a lot of rubrics and I could not get the remedy. The patient was not improving. Then there's a beautiful symptom called as aversion to being handled. Aversion to being handled in literal sense. And I gave that patient a simple remedy, abrotenum, which cured the case. Simple abrotenum. Otherwise, we could have taken the rubric elements from admonition, elements from domination, elements from kindly advice, and we have lots of remedies, but not abrotenum. And abrotenum beautifully cured the case. And one more case of same abrotenum. A patient had symptoms of very dry cough after diarrhea. So whenever he used to eat outside, he used to get diarrhea, and after that the cough used to start. Again, There were a lot of remedy prescribed, but a single dose of Abdeqaem 200 cured the case. And that's how I try to understand a lot of remedies which are prescribed on specificities. For example, we have belladonna for something, we have calcarea floor, phytoleuca for some specific prescription, but we have not gone beyond that prescription or symptom. And that's why we have not got the pearls of the remedy, which are still there, but still there waiting to be explored. I hope I'm clear before I start my presentation. Doctors, if you like it, always do a thumbs up so I know that you are with me, because offline presentation requires something, that understand that audience understanding what I'm telling, because there are a lot of foreign doctors. Sometimes, these doctors cannot get the our English right. And the speed of my sometimes presentation is very fast. So if you like it, if you're with me, just give the hands up so that I know that you are with me. So this presentation, I've specially sorted a case where I wanted to share this case. I hope this is an eye-opener, and I hope with this case, you learn a lot of things in your life and you prescribe these remedies very frequently, because I have got a lot of good results with this remedy. First, we'll do the case and then we'll go on the remedy, how I came to that remedy. My topic for today is simple remedies that have a broader scope of application. I hope everybody is with me. I have not seen few thumbs up. If you give me some thumbs up, I'll start again very confidently, So I'll not waste time and directly go with the case. Now, this is a case of a 16-year-old school-going child who was in this 10th grade, and his friend had expired in an accident. He was suffering from loss of concentration, sleeplessness, loss of appetite. His exams were in 2 months and he was not able to study. He had crying spells. He gave up meeting anybody, stopped his classes, did not attend school. Notice from the school that he would not be allowed to sit for the exams due to lack of attendance, yet he did not have the courage to face anyone. This was the case, and whenever I'm telling the case, these are all clinical cases. So try to make a portrait of disease picture so that you can match the drug picture, and then we'll be able to discuss that case. So this is a simple case. A child, his friend expired. He was his benchmate. So when you are a benchmate and you are basically in a school, so it has a lot of attachment, in his school. He expired because of accident. He was suffering from loss of concentration, sleeplessness, and loss of appetite. And in 10th grade, his exams was just 2 months away, and he had this problem. Now see what does the child feel and what does the parent tell us, He felt guilty that maybe he did not react quick enough to help to reach the hospital. There were too many thoughts that were clouding his thinking. She likes to eat warm things. It's he. So he likes to eat warm things. Good child at home, in school was a good student, bright child, happy with friends also. His mother related this story. Good child at home, in school was a good student, bright child, and with his friends also, very friendly personality. He studies late at night, woke up early, without the mother waking him. Everyone liked him as he had no airs about being a topper. He was a topper in school. He helped his friends in need. Once he shared his book with his friend who did not return it on time before exam, yet the patient scored good marks and he did not reprimand his friend. See, this is the personality of the child. This is the case of the child. He's fond of eating sweets with good appetite and not fussy. Not fussy means whatever is served in the table, he's happy to eat that. He enjoyed eating crispy veg. For foreigners, I hope you understand what is crispy veg. It is one of the vegetarian dish, which is really good to eat. I also like that dish. In canteen, he used to love eating crispy veg, which his mother did not like. And that's why he had because of that, he had recurrent cough and cold because the oil of the canteen was not so good. His mother was very finicky about what he eats, dresses and mingles with the friends very easily. She also complained at school that the oil was not good, yet nobody took any action. We have these type of mothers, always on the child, do this, do this, do this. His son always felt that others enjoy food at the canteen and he could not, as he had to take allopathy medicine most of the time because he got recurrent cough and cold. His mother did not need to tell him to study or play outside as he was an obedient student. I hope you are getting something about the case, It's a very interesting case of loss of concentration. And in fact, he gave the exam of 10th class. And I'll tell you the case when it comes. I hope everybody is with me. I am seeing no thumbs up. हम लोग normally webinars में बोलते हैं कि अपना दिल निकाल के दे दीजिए. मतलब दिल, send your heart so that I am online with you. Next. Lately could not study or want to socialize. Means he did not want to socialize. And now sometimes Murova gives him to, somebody gives him crispy veg, but he keeps postponing and thus he cannot came to us to give him medicine to concentrate. He could not concentrate, so was not scoring good marks. She came to us to give medicines to get him back, to get his child back. That was his demand with us. He sleeps on sides, sound sleep, but lately he's covering his head with pillow and sticks his head inside the pillow, as if he's hiding inside. The child said that he does not feel comfortable, but he came to see his friends talking to him and sharing his day with him, and they would be laughing. He gave him a candy. When he did well, he was his best friend. Now, child is talking about his friend, But now he is not interested to go to school. He keeps thinking about his friend. He was surprised once that he said he wants to go to school because he remembers his old friend so much. The school, the classroom reminds him of his friend. It's a beautiful story. The story was very, very, big. So I have just tried to concise it and make you. He's very good at maths and completed in abacus the last level, but this time he got lowest marks in maths. He has done his abacus, but this time he has got lowest marks in maths, and that was his forte. He calmly said that next time he will do better. So this is in short something about what I wanted to tell you about the case. So before we start understanding the remedy, understanding the patient, I hope everybody got some idea about the personality of the child, the personality of mother, what he was facing, and what actually we need to probe in the case, because we had a very short time, to give the child back to the mother, to give the child his importance of studies, his concentration, his marks, because 10th exam was two months away. So can we have some discussion? What was the thinking going on before what the child was? How was the child? And how did the child react after the medicine? That is very important. So can we have some discussion if we are allowed to, Dr. Binduraj?
Usually after the session only we are allowing the participants to discuss, but if you insist, we will do that now itself.
I have no problem, because it's a very interesting case and a very interesting remedy came out when somebody has written on the chat box that the patient was diligent, obedient, mannered. Yeah, they're very right. Suffering from separation of close friend. Yes. Diligent, conscientious, very right. So normally if we get these type of cases, for us, we have understood mathematical repertory so well. Which remedy comes to your mind? Anybody? It's a very easy remedy which comes to our mind. Yeah, so we have silent grief, Now we are talking about a child who is in 10th class who has lost his friend. So we have remedies, beautiful remedies, Lycopodium, pulsatilla. Yes, definitely right. Anything else? Ignitia, very well, very nice. Now, just I told you before the start of my lecture that I prescribed abrotenum to two. I discussed two cases with you. Very, very important to understand that what we thought of and what was the remedy. Natramur, yes, very right, because I was expecting Natramur to come first, and I was expecting at least Natramur. 10 people should tell Natramur, and we have got Natramur. So see how this, how our study goes very well, and how the drugs come up. But now we have to understand the case. What was the child suffering from? Why the child had this problem? And then we can, of course, go with the remedy. Anybody would like to discuss some remedy? We have Natramur, we have Ignitia, we have Lycopodium, we have pulsatilla, we have silent grief, consensuous, diligent, very nice. Because we have been taught this about the remedy. Anything else you want to add on this chart? Yes, we have carcinogen, fantastic, very nice. And Dr. Veena, I think last time also she had given a right prescription, if I'm not wrong. So we have carcinogen also. Let us understand the basic mind of the child, what he suffered from, and how did we prescribe the remedy. If we could go further, I think everybody is done. Out of 100 people online, we have only had how many? Only 10 prescriptions. Anybody? We are all learners, you know, everybody makes mistake. I also make mistakes. So it's a beautiful forum to understand and understand the remedy also what we give to the patient. So as we go further, now I'll basically first tell you what happened after giving the remedy, because if we can't waste so much time. So after this, remedy was prescribed 200 potency, 2 days in 15 days each. Okay. And now understand the follow-up. What did the patient come and tell us? And what did the mother came and tell us? It's a very, when the mother was telling the follow-up, no, we were, all my assistants who are there with me, we were just laughing actually what is happening and how the mother is telling the symptom, you know. The first thing the mother came and told me, in 15 days, he has eaten crispy veg thrice in school. This was the first symptom. I hope crispy veg, everybody understand, it is a delicacy in vegetarian diet. It is very, it is a fried dish. It is very tasty. The mother never liked the child eating crispy veg. If you have seen the case, she had complained because the child used to get recurrent cough and cold. But the first follow-up, the mother came and tells us that he loved crispy veg, he ate thrice. So I ask everybody, are we on right track after the remedy? We have a remedy, Staphylococcus aureus also, arsenic also, fantastic. So this is very nice. So mother comes and tells us, yes. So Dr. Preeti says, sir, we're on the right track. Why right track? Because now the patient is telling some psoric symptoms. This is the symptom of will. And if you have understood Dr. Ken's lectures in philosophy, the will has to come first. The will, the desire to eat crispy veg, the will is there, that has to come first. I was also surprised, my sister was surprised. I am surprised that I did not like him. This is the mother's wordings. She said that I'm surprised that I did not like him to eat crispy veg, but he was happy. He has eaten and he's laughing with rattling to us that maybe she won't require medicine. The mother was laughing and she said that I think now I require medicine because I have changed. I did not want the child to eat crispy veg, but my child is eating crispy veg and I'm very happy. So the mother laughs and tells us that I think I require treatment now. This is the mother's way of talking, you know. This is how Sora comes up in life. After the next 15 days, the child came to the clinic and I could see him. He presented himself and his face was changed. You know, change means I could see a beautiful aura. I could see the positivity in that face. Next, mother complained that there is itching in his thighs. I told not to apply. So I have come to show. So the mother came to the child with the child to show me there was itching eruption on the thighs. And the mother said, should I apply something? I said, don't apply. Just wait for some time. It will again go. After a month, child regained his studies, though he remembered his friend, but now he was not so much agitated. This is the wording everybody must understand. See, you can't give a medicine so that the memory goes, okay, the best friend is expired. That would be there. But now the child is not agitated. This is we want. And that's why when this symptom came up, I knew that we are on the right track. But we, as Dr. Jadhav said, very beautifully, we are on the right track because the child is now liking crispy veg to eat. In the exam, he scored very well. The entire class was happy to get him back. He was his old, cheerful, and social self. So now, this was the child response. And I asked the mother one question. Anybody, can you anticipate what question I asked to the mother after this follow-up? Anybody? What I asked the mother, how's the cough? The child did not come for cough symptom. He had that recurrent cough, and yes, that's also a point where he ate crispy veg thrice, but there was no cough. Yeah. So thanks for correcting, Dr. Dhanish. Yes, you are right. You are right. But I was expecting a different answer. We are working. Is your son back? Yeah, he was back. One symptom which was very, very important, when a child sleeps in bed, when a child sleeps, he sleeps absolutely, हम बोलते हिंदी में word bindas, absolutely carefree. Yeah. But this child was, this child, Dr. Veena, absolutely right. This child was sleeping with his head inside the pillow. So this was my question to the child. So mother, we asked the child mother about his sleep pattern. She said, now, sir, he does not hide his face, hide inside the pillow while sleeping. I want answers from you why this happened. And why did I ask this question? This is a very, very important thing for everybody to understand, because whatever symptom the child suffered from, it was because of the death of the friend. The child, which was a beautiful soric child, changed into a psychocephalic child, could not concentrate, could not give the exam, absolutely dull. The sleeping pattern was this. And whenever he was involuntary, whenever you have something very involuntary, which is sleep, that is the most important symptom, that was it. He was feeling guilty, but when everybody explained him and counseled him, he understood that it was not because of him. It was the death on spot, so he could not do anything about it. Yeah, can you go beyond guilt, Dr. Avich? Beyond guilt. Very well told, but I want some simple answers. Yeah, so we are getting some beautiful answers. I'm very happy. Fear of death. Okay. If it's not arsenic, it might be lachesis. Fantastic. Joyram, he has directly given the remedy also, That's what we are here today, Dr. Bindura. That was my precise, basically coming here and speaking something. Okay, why don't we think beyond these remedies? Why don't we think about something which is never thought of? My coming to this seminar was just giving you some remedies which you have never used in your life. In your life, I'm using that word, That is what I want to tell you today. That is what my main purpose of. I know everybody is a very good practitioner. Everybody is so senior. Dr. Binduraj is senior. He might have loads of cases to tell you. Everybody has good cases. But sometimes, we try not to interpret a remedy which we never thought of, But let us interpret this symptom what I thought of. The emotions are now settled. The flashes that he saw of his friends and the frightful event were not tormenting him anymore. He has resolved the agitation that now his friend is not with him. He does not hold himself responsible for not being able to help him. He knows that he had tried to save him, and he has accepted that fact in life. He now remembers him very fondly, so not upset. Thus, his sleeping is more sound. No need to hide inside the pillow and shut away these thoughts. Now, this has gone. He does not need to shut away, does not need to hide. He is absolutely a free bird now. This is what we want. Now, I have given the follow-up. I have given the what the patient's mother told. Let us discuss few more remedies. Of course, you have given beautiful remedies. Anybody and everybody. If I was also maybe a few years back, yeah, wants to be alone, you can take that. If I was also a few years back, I would have thought the same remedies which you have thought. Natramur, Stephysagria, all those remedies which are suppressed. If you have taken some rubric, which rubric you must have taken from suppressed, we have Lycopodium, we have Stephysagria, we have Natramur, we have Ignitia, we have Ipecac, we have Carcinosin, lot of remedies, Can you go beyond and just think what the child was suffering from and what can be thought of? Anybody? Think something beyond, we are here to explore our Mater Medica. As we all say, back to the future, not this, but back, understanding the remedies, understanding our polycrest, and not identifying. They are also telling us, please use me, I'm available. Yes, anybody? Blaming himself. For a child, blaming himself, that was counseled very nice. Okay, if you think Dr. Preeti blaming himself, what remedies come to your mind? What rubrics come to your mind? Can we discuss that? I'll discuss that remedy also in detail if we have time, but I just want somebody to just think something beyond, just think out of the box. Homeopathy is all about interpretation, elements from death of loved ones. Yeah, fantastic. Elements from death of loved ones. If you get this rubric, we have few remedies, very, very beautiful, few remedies, very beautiful come out. Could it be revenge? Yeah, if it is revenge, understand that, first of all, that's why he's a child of 10th class. He's a child of 15, 16 years of age. A beautiful, a tender child, very good child. As you all said, conscientious child, precocious child, very friendly, helping everybody. So the revenge word, maybe you could not get that. Child could have nurtured some. No, there was no jealousy. He was his best friend and he was a topper. So there was no jealousy in that. Yeah. Anything else? That's why I told you the case, SORA part, the psychosis part, and the syphilis part. Lots of concentration. In fact, failing the subject which he loved the most. Almost he was topping that subject, but he failed. And the mother came because that he was not eating crispy veg. See how the mother. Somebody's getting this. Yeah. So we. Elements from mental stock again. Natramur. I think somebody should mute the because we are getting a bit disturbed. So Natramur reproaching. Yes, if you repetize this case in that angle, Natramur will always come, which always came in the mind. But let me ask you a direct question. What was the thought that was in the child's mind and that was causing the child the problem? Anybody? That thought was causing that child the problem. It was like a thought. It was like a cancer, in the mind. Friend died. My best friend has gone. That was a thought. That was in his mind. And he could see his friend talking to him. He could see his friend when he was lying down. When he closed, it is written when he was closing his eyes, the memories of the friend was coming. That was the case. That is the answer. So guilt feeling, go beyond guilt. Be very simple. There was no guilt because he was not responsible for the accident. He was in the other vehicle. He was in the other vehicle. Shock. Okay, fine. Very nice. Are you with me? That thought process, when he closed his eyes, started coming in front of him. Very sad event of life. When he closed, there was a lot of frightful vision of that accident, XYZ. And that's why burying the head in pillows, he did not want to have those thoughts in his mind. So he was burying deep inside the pillow so that those thoughts does not disturb him. Are you getting the remedy? Are you getting the rubrics? Death of friend. Okay, go beyond that. All doctors, go beyond that. We are approaching, we are approaching a remedy which we have never thought of. And when I tell the remedy, it would be word to word what the patient told. There is a remedy where it is written, tormented, he is pursued by a tormented thought, frightful scene of some mournful events of the past. Can you get the remedy? In the whole materia medica, only one remedy. In the whole materia medica, only one remedy. I am telling mournful event, MOURNFUL, event of the past. China is there, tormenting thoughts, very well. When he closes the eyes, thoughts come. When he, everything, that event is there. Only one event and we have the cause. So we have China, we have calcarea carb, we have arsenic, very nice. So see how your materia medica changes from natrum muru to calcarea to staphylococcus aureus to soranum. Yeah, very nice, very nice. I'll just give one. I gave the patient a single 2 doses of a remedy. First day on the 15th day, simple remedy. I hope you understand this remedy. It was not all these remedies. I gave the patient 2 doses of Spongia Tosta 200. Spongia Tosta 200. My dear friends, open your materia medica, open your repertory. You must have never used Spongia Tosta beyond cough symptoms. But here, if I tell you the rubrics, it is word to word Spongia Tosta. In fact, tormented by frightful scenes of the mournful event of past, only one drug in the whole materia medica, and that is Spongia Tosta. When the patient closes his eye, the vision reappearing every time, the only drug is Spongia Tosta. For me today, it is materia medica for you. I'll repertorize Spongia Tosta 200 and see the repertory chart, my dear friends. Only one remedy. Let me be very transparent with you. I entered the case only with one rubric, and that was frightful scene from some mournful events of the past. Single remedy, Spongia Tosta. If you relate that event, everything word to word, Spongia Tosta. This is a beauty of materia medica. This is the beauty of our materia medica. I'm just telling you, go beyond materia medica, go to the other side of materia medica. There are a lot of treasures hidden. There are so many cases in my practice where I've used Spongia Tosta, never failed. Of course, the cough was there, but I never took that symptom for prescription. See how Spongia Tosta works beautifully. I am giving you Spongia Tosta today, and I want when next time I come if somebody calls me again in this webinar, I want some good result with Spongia Tosta. A wonderful remedy. Go home and read Spongia Tosta. Any comments, anybody on Spongia Tosta? Before I go, I want to show you some symptoms of Spongia Tosta, some remedies, some cases of Spongia Tosta on at verbatim. Yeah, complete repertory. See, doctors, I only use complete repertory. This is complete repertory. Yeah, it's complete repertory. You can get that in materia medica of Clark also, in Clark also. Any questions, or I can I want to just, I will not show some slides now. At verbatim I'll tell you some rubrics, Yeah, it was a delusion. Yeah, it was a delusion. There was a beautiful case, I'll tell you one case. The mother came and told me that my husband, I go to the best shop, he takes the clothes, he comes at home and he says, the waist is not fitting me. My the thighs are not fitting me. It is tight from here. It is loose from here. That is the only prescription. That is the only symptom that husband was. Yeah, see, I'll just answer that. The boy's reaction. Now, whenever if you have a case, whenever if you are prescribing Spongia, I had a beautiful case, when the grandfather of the child has expired, and whenever the child used to come, he used to take the photo of the grandfather in front of him and start crying. So every time it is not that delusion, it is that mournful event you have to take care of. Otherwise, you can never get spongia in your life. Okay. So this husband told me, as the wife told me, the husband buys the best clothes, but he always feels that the clothes are not fitting him. And my dear friends, if you open your Matermedica, there's one symptom in spongia tosta. Again, it's a delusion that clothes are uncomfortable. The only remedy given is spongia tosta. If we have, it's already 45 minutes, so it's basically question answer session. But if you give me time, I'll discuss some symptom of spongia tosta, which are very, very important. Dr. Binduraj, if I have some time.
We have 10 more minutes to go. Okay. But if we need interaction, we need to conclude after 5 minutes. Okay. That's it, sir.
So I'll just have some symptoms of spongia. If you want, you can write yes. Otherwise, I'll wait for some time. Anybody? Yes, I can start. So one symptom of spongia tosta, everybody should remember, in India, we are tea drinkers. We love tea. I love tea. I used to drink a lot of tea in a day. A spongia tosta will always come and tell you, Dr. Saab, whenever I have cough, tea aggravates my cough. My dear friends, just give spongia tosta. Hot tea aggravates the cough. And a very important symptom of thirst of spongia tosta. If anybody understands spongia tosta thirst, if you have understood spongia tosta, if you have read spongia tosta as a constitutional medicine, a thirst of spongia tosta is such an important entry point. A patient comes and tells you, I am only thirsty after smoking. The patient tells us, I get, Doctor, I am thirsty only after smoking. And my dear friends, that is spongia tosta. One symptom you must remember of spongia tosta. In spongia tosta, there is swelling of glands. You know which type of glands? Anybody? Swelling of glands. Which type of glands? Anybody? Yeah, see, warm drink, it is there. It is there. I am telling you tea. It is there. Now, I'm not talking symptomatic. I'm telling you exactly tea. That's why important, hot tea aggravates. In spongia tosta, it is written swelling of glands. Which glands in spongia tosta? Anybody? Thyroid. Very nice. Any other gland? Anybody? Any other gland? If you have read spongia tosta very well, everybody remember swelling of all ductless gland is spongia tosta. Swelling of all ductless gland means endocrine glands. My dear friends, it could be pituitary, it could be pineal gland, it could be pituitary gland, it could be adrenal glands. That is ductless gland. I solved the case of pituitary microadenoma with a single dose of spongia, 200. That is the beauty of our Matermedica. And one thing of spongia tosta, everybody should remember. Whenever the patient starts eating, there is cramps in the jaw, articulation while eating. That is a very, very important symptom of spongia tosta. I'll just brush off some symptom of spongia tosta which I have got for you. Anxiety alternating with cheerfulness. Anxiety inconsolable. Inconsolable anxiety. We have rubric weeping inconsolable, but anxiety inconsolable. The only remedy in your Matermedica is spongia tosta. If you have time, just go and understand these rubrics. Very, very important. See the last rubric which I'm telling you. Weeping with pain in the heart. It is not the pain in the heart. It is the emotional weeping. Understand? You have lost your friend. You have lost your husband. You have lost your wife. The pain in the heart, the emotion the spongia tosta patient feels. If you have your repertory, open the repertory. It is written anguish. Sub-rubric is cardiac. There are only 2-3 marking medicine. The first is spongia and arsenic album. The patient feels pain in the heart. That is spongia tosta. Now these are the physical symptoms that you must remember in spongia tosta. I have just got some symptoms which I have clinically verified in my practice. Lacrimation when the eyes is closed. You can never have this symptom. But the patient of spongia tosta will tell you. I had a beautiful case, where the patient of goiter used to tell me, Doctor, I feel as if somebody is pulling the rope in my goiter. It's pulling inside. A live sensation in goiter. Spongia tosta cured that case. Voice is always cracked of Spongia tosta in the evening, and you go home and read some symptoms of Spongia tosta. Because I have only 5 minutes, I have tried to inculcate most of the symptoms which I have seen in my practice, and I have got very, very good results. So, my dear friends, it is not the pain in the heart, it is emotions which a Spongia tosta feels. That's why he has a lot of anguish, which is cardiac. He has a lot of anxiety, which is inconsolable. So that's all with me with the beautiful case, Dr. Viduraja. I have Vinduraja, sorry. I have tried to complete Spongia. I have a lot of other Spongia, but I have no time. So if there are some questions, I am open for questions. Be very flexible. Go home and read Spongia tosta. And if I come next time for a webinar, I need some of the persons telling me, sir, the Spongia tosta mind, basically, we had some good results, you know. The main motto of my taking these remedies is that normally, see what happens, we are trying to hunt for very rare remedies sometimes, you know, and then we make mistake because it is not fully proven. These beautiful remedies, you know, they are like babies for us. These are soric babies for us. They are so proven, very elaborate proving has been done, but we have only thought of Spongia for cough. We have never gone beyond that. So my humble request to all doctors, if you like this webinar, and try Spongia in these type of symptoms, then you will be amazed to get beautiful results, you know, very fast.
What about action of Spongia in BPH? And the question is from Dr. Veena.
BHP.
Yeah, benign prostate hypertrophy.
Yeah. So see, I till date I have never used Spongia tosta for BHP, but as the symptom corresponds, it would definitely work. In books, it is written ductless glands, means endocrine glands. So in homeopathy, we can't ask that this is curable or not. It is the case taking and the application of remedies. So endocrine glands, if you see Spongia, it is only one remedy, one marking, that is Spongia for ductless glands. It could definitely work for BHP also, 100%.
So to reach a medicine and not for therapeutic, we are just prescribing. Lot of persons, I think, are prescribing only for the disease names and all. And reaching a medicine need more other ways. The exact homeopathic way of application, doctor narrated, and I think it's the cardinal thing we should follow, isn't it, doctor? Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah. So let me be very frank. It is not that I started prescribing Spongia only for mine. Before 10-15 years also, I was using only Spongia, Drosera, Coccus cacti, Corellium rubrum, Mephitis, all for cough. But when we start failing in our practice, you know, and we find that the patient is telling such a precise symptom, loss of friend, and the thought is there, what to understand. So my humble request to everybody, keep reading Mathematica every day. If you read Mathematica from any book, today we are blessed with a lot of software, you know. 20 years back, we didn't have software. So we had to have books, and we used to read books. So we are blessed with software. Just if you have time, take out time every day, read one remedy. Whatever remedy, however you want to read, keep reading. And that will increase your thought process of that remedy. And when you stimulate your thought process, the world is very infinite in homeopathy. There are some cases where I have used such remedies which never thought of. If I get some time in future, I could show that cases also. But normally, my humble request is go beyond the specifics so that you can understand homeopathy better and use only those polycrest remedies. You know, go in the depth of polycrest remedies, you will find a lot of treasures hidden inside.
Last week, see, I cured a case with nodular swelling of thyroid with Spongia.
Fantastic.
Wonderfully, I cured.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That's what I'm telling you. If next time somebody tells I've cured with Spongia, I'll be happy, because something has to be gained from the webinar. No, that's very important.
From that, I understood that Spongia has so much action upon nodular swelling of thyroid. What you said is very correct. Ductless glands, Spongia has so much action in ductless gland. That is very
Thank you.
correct.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you very much.
I think I need to correct again. For every ductless gland correction, we need spongia. And it's not spongia for every ductless gland correction.
Definitely.
No,
Otherwise,
That's the thing.
that's
No.
it would be again very specific. No,
No,
anything gives spongia. It's not like that.
and that is not, it is not like that. The symptoms agree, we can give
Yeah.
spongia. That's it.
And beware of the cardinals.
Yeah.
Aware of the cardinals, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. And just I would like to put two things. Be aware of aphorism number 6. And what has Kent said, perfect case taking is half the work done. These two principles have to be followed in each case and you will get the results.
In certain cases, I have seen that palpitation along with the swelling of thyroid gland. I have seen that spongia can do wonderful effect upon that. That
Definitely,
also I have seen.
definitely, sir. Thank you for your inputs. Thank you, sir, so much. Thank you. It is always such, it is always very nice to learn from seniors, because you get at least something to take away. It's a takeaway point,
So after the correction with spongia, do we need to clear the picture of the disease picture or something else? We need other medicines as follow-ups, deep-acting medicines, miasmatic medicines. What do you think?
Yeah, see, whenever I have treated the case as a conscious prescription of Spongia tosta, I believe Spongia basically is a very deep-acting medicines. It is a constitutional medicine because it has a lot of other symptoms, like I have written, it has cancer of testes, Keras of testes. So it is a syphilitic symptom. So Spongia has all the miasm, psoriasis, psychosis, syphilis, all the shades of miasm. So it's basically, for me, it's a constitutional deep-acting remedy with a full-blown picture of mind. If you understand mind, everything would be cured in Spongia tosta. But remember, in this case, that acute picture of cough was also there, which I did not ask because there was no symptom of cough. If I would have gone inside, maybe I would have got some Spongia cough also. But we did not trace it because there was no acute symptom of Spongia. Thank you so much.